Yo, you guys, this is Blacklist to the Abyss, and you're watching my review for Hunter x Hunter 2011, episode 143. And it was revealed within the last week that there are only going to be 148 episodes of Hunter x Hunter 2011, which means after this episode, there are only 5 episodes left, okay? So, we're winding down. We're getting to the end, because the manga just restarted not too long ago, like maybe a couple months ago. And Togashi, he's already taken breaks. He's already taken breaks. So, you know, I honestly can't say when we'll have enough material for the adaptation to continue. But it's probably going to take it's going to be a while, because this dude Togashi, as soon as a new Dragon Quest game comes out, this dude just says, you know what, screw Jump, screw manga, I'm done. I'm going to spend 2 years playing this game, and then maybe I'll come back for like a week or two. Then I'll take another 2 years off, and then maybe I'll come back for a month, and then I'll take another 2 years off, and then maybe I'll come back for 2 months. Like, it's just all like this all the time with this dude. So, you know, it was fun while it lasted. There we go. It was fun while it lasted. But guess I better just get into the episode now, because it's been a minute and a half, more than that, almost 2 minutes, and I still have not talked about the episode yet. So here we go. At the beginning of both the beginning and the end of this episode, we get election results. Oh, in the middle too, beginning, middle, and end, we get election results. The result of the first election, they got over 95%. So the people got cut down in half again, but Pariston is still number 1. But he didn't get 50%, or he didn't get the majority of the votes, so they have to do another runoff election, cutting things in half again. So Ging is out. Ging is out, as Chairman Biscuit is out. Morel is still in there, though. Morel's still in there. Leorio's still in there. But at this point, it wasn't looking too good, because Terradane was in second place and Pariston was in first. But Pariston was still winning by like 200 votes. Okay, like Pariston had 270 some votes, and Terradane had 70 some votes. Like he was ahead by like a lot. Like, this dude was running away with the title. Right, this dude was about to hit inside the park home run. That's how much he was running away with this thing. Okay, like, like, it's not even close. Like, at this point, it seems pretty obvious that Pariston's gonna win. But as things go on, it kind of gets closer and closer, and you don't know how things will be affected. So I don't want to make any assumptions yet, especially since the preview showed speeches going on. So. And it looked like Leorio might have had a passionate speech in there, so that might have, like, if one punch is all it takes for him to get 90-some votes, then in that latest election, then I guess maybe a speech by him will get him even more. So I don't want to make any assumptions now, but things are looking good for Pariston. I'll just put it that way. All right. One thing that I found funny is that not all of them, but some of the people who got eliminated this round, in this second round, they had some speeches there, and it was funny. Well, Biscuits was like, what next? Okay, next. Forget Biscuits. All right, Gings. That one was the funny one, because this dude wasn't even there. It was just a freaking panda. All right, I'll admit I laughed much more at that than I should have, but that probably has something to do with Tokyo ESP and the panda that they have there. So I'm not gonna lie, I laughed my butt off when I saw that panda sitting there instead of Ging, and it was just sitting there too. So that was funny. That girl Cutie Honey decided to have all of her people support Pariston, so I'm sure some of the other people who got eliminated did that too. Pariston probably gave them some promise, like, hey, if you get all your people to vote for me, then I'll do this for you, I'll do that for you. Or maybe he just threatened them, like he does everybody else. Who knows? But I'm sure did he get more votes? I think in the next I think the election they had after that, he might have actually lost votes. He might have actually it was about the same, but I think he might have actually lost like a few, like maybe 3 or 4 votes or something. And I guess all the other ones went to other people. So hey. Guess Cutie Honey didn't really do a very convincing job at convincing people they should vote for Pariston, but whatever. Between this and the next election, we get a lot of stuff involving Hisoka and Illumi in them. Hisoka beat up a bunch of hunters and he got this map, okay? And he wanted to send an edited version of that map to Illumi using the same technique he used back in York New when he had that fortune done, and he was showing it to the Phantom Troop and stuff, and he had it changed. He was going to use the same ability to change that map and send it to Illumi. However, Illumi already had a map, so that just didn't work out for him. All right, but him and Illumi, these two were just completely dominating these hunters. They are just too good. They are too good for these guys, okay? They're too good. And Teradane is freaking out. He's getting super worried about this. And Bushidora says, you know what? I'll go out there. I'll go and take care of him. All right? And Lupe says, you know what? How about we support Bushidora by sending some association hunters out there too, okay? And he says that, you know, we'll be able to beat him, we'll be able to gain votes by showing that we are using association hunters, and it'll just work out for us better this way. However, his real reason for doing it is because he wants to increase the number of absentees. That way, because he's being more realistic about the situation and realizing that if we can't beat Pariston, the least we can do is make sure that when we lose to him, the vote doesn't count and we have to do it again. All right, so he wants to get below 95% turnout. All right, and you know, they contact Pariston about it, or at least Teradane did, and he says it's okay. He okays it, but like it's obvious he's just laughing at these dudes inside because he gets this great expression on his face. I was going to use this as a thumbnail, but then I saw Hisoka make that one face where they were talking about like how all these dudes got taken out. And, you know, they're talking about, oh, man, Illumi, he must have dozens of strong soldiers with him. And Hisoka's just sitting there like, nope, just one. All right? Like, he's just sitting there like, nope, just one. All right? That was funny. Oh, that was funny. But then I was going to use that as my thumbnail. But then I saw the face Kahlua made later on the episode. And I'm like, nah, I got to use that. I got to use that. But Pariston, he still made a great face here. It was great. He's just sitting there thinking to himself, these guys are just too easy to read. They are too easy to understand, and it's very easy to figure out exactly what's going to happen to these dudes. And at the end of the episode, Morel tried to warn Teradane. He said, no, you need to stop this because you're just going to end up dying. But of course, it was too late. But I'm getting way ahead of myself now. Okay. The point is that Lupe ends up sending all these guys out in order to reduce the turnout to below 95%, and that's exactly what happens. Okay, exactly what happens. Pariston was still in the lead, still at like 270-some votes. I think it was 272. Leorio was in 4th place. Morel was in 5th place, so he got up there. All right. But Lupe comes in, tells Teradane, you know, everybody was wiped out. But then he also says that Bushidora was wiped out too, and that caught me by surprise because I thought we were at least going to see this guy fight once, or at least like attempt to fight or something. You know, I thought he was going to at least get the Goto treatment where he was like, not as much time as Goto got, but I thought he was at least going to have a chance to. I thought we were at least going to see him lose, like, but no, this dude just got thrown away with the rest of the trash. Like, he just got taken out. Like, yo, so that caught me off guard. But yeah, and Lupe's acting like he was mad about it. That was his plan the entire freaking time. All right, but yeah, Illumi is just too good for these guys. And speaking of Illumi, we see Subone. She feels someone following her, or she can sense someone following her, and it turns out to be Illumi. All right. However, she uses her Nen ability, Rider's High, and turns into Ryuko Matoi, and she just starts flying through the air like a plane. And when she goes into the clouds with Kahlua, because Kahlua's airship goes up into the clouds too, and then they lose him. All right. So you've got Kahlua in the airship, you've got Subone flying through the air with Amane on top because she can't fly unless someone is there to put their aura inside her. Anyway, this dude Hishita shows up. He drives up because Kahlua called Kanari and had Kanari call Hishita because they couldn't get in touch with Goto because he's dead, and they had Hishita drive up. However, it turns out this dude was a needleman, which, I saw that coming from a mile away, alright? I saw that coming from a mile away, because this dude, you knew there was something up with this dude, because this dude was, like, turned around, like, all the way, alright? And he turns around slowly to look at Clue, and you barely see any of his face. You barely see any of his face at all. There's all this shadow and crap there, too. Nah, man, this dude was suspicious from the get-go. I didn't trust this dude for a second. I knew for sure there was going to be a needle in this dude's head because they would not show his face. And the way he was talking too was super suspicious, man. And sure enough, he turns around to Clue and say, "I'm sorry, I can't drive past these guys because Master Illumi didn't order me to." And I'm like, "Yep, there you go, all right." And then Illumi ends up showing up too. Alright, so then Subone and Amane come down, and Subone reveals what she figured out, which is that their mother, Kalua, Illumi, creepy girl, their mother can actually see everything that Subone sees through her little, like, scope thing, okay? And she gave that video to Illumi so that he would know where exactly Kalua was going, which airship was the right one, and just get there with perfect timing, pretty much, okay? So... yeah, that's when we learned that Illumi was the one that was following Subone and Amane. Alright. However, since Subone is actually standing in front of Alka now, Alka is free to start asking more requests of her. So she does just that. She gets a couple more nails, and that allows Kalua to make a wish to get out of there. However, he doesn't want to because the same person can't make 2 wishes in a row. Okay, what did he say? That was rule number 5. I'm not no, there are too many rules for me to start trying to number them than not remember specific number. No, I'm not. No, but the point is that he can't make 2 wishes in a row, so he's like reluctant to make this wish because he won't be able to heal Gon then unless someone decides to make a wish after him, so that he can then make a wish after them. All right. But when he's put in this position where he's forced to make a wish, he started to tear up because of it. I'm like, really? Like, dang, like, what? Like, chill, like, calm down. Like, I was like, Kaluuya's been in worse situations than this, but I've never seen him cry because of a situation like this. Like, usually he just get pissed off. But like, I don't know. I guess it's because Gon is involved this time. Because most of the time when Kaluuya cries, I don't have a problem with it, but I thought this was just a weird placement, I guess you could say. Weird placement, because this was like a situation where usually Kaluuya wouldn't react this way, but I guess it's just because it involves Gon and Alka that reaction came up, but whatever, not a big deal. But Kaluuya mentioned a couple episodes ago about issuing commands to Alka. So I thought we would see a command here, like instead of making a wish, well, because in my eyes, a wish is different than a command, but maybe it's just a phrasing type of thing, and it's actually the same thing. Because in my eyes, when you're making a wish, you're asking someone to do something for you, but when you're commanding them, you're just telling them to do it, and they have to do it. So, well, not necessarily, but in this case, yes. But so in my eyes, they're different. But when Kaluuya did end up making his wish, and he did ask for Alka to heal Subone's hand, he didn't say, "Can you?" or "Will you?" or anything like that. He just told her, "Heal Subone's hand." So maybe they are actually different and they're actually the same. But I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I guess I'll just have to wait and see. Well, there's only a month or so left, so I'm sure I'll figure out sooner or later. I doubt Alka is going to be important after this, because I was actually talking about this in the J room. Or I wasn't talking about it, but I saw people talking about it. It was this long discussion about like characters in Hunter x Hunter and whether and trying to discuss who the worst character is. And some people brought up Alka as the worst character because she's essentially just a plot device that was introduced into the story to heal Gon, and then after that she disappears, apparently. From what I understand, she just disappears after that, and she's not relevant anymore. So, and Biscuit's the same way. I mean, she doesn't disappear, but she has literally zero. Her only purpose was to train Gon and Kaluuya a couple times, and then after that she leaves. You know, she showed up in this episode. She shows up. She gets cameos every once in a while, but she doesn't really do anything. She has no purpose anymore. So like people were talking about Hunter x Hunter characters and how a lot of them are like that. Um, but I don't know. I don't know. Maybe Togashi has plans. I'm sure. I mean, obviously he has plans that we don't know about. But whether or not those plans involve Alika or not, who knows? Um, but whatever. Moving on. All right. Moving on. All right. So Illumi is trying to go to Killua into making this wish, specifically a wish to get rid of him. That way, Illumi's thoughts here are that I am fine dying as long as that means none of the other members of the family are going to die. All right. So he's pretty much dependent on this rule 5, where you can't make 2 wishes in a row, and he'll realize that, well, if Killua does use this wish in order to get rid of me, then he won't be able to save Gon, and the family will be safe. All right. So that's what he is thinking right now. He's trying to goad Killua into making this wish. Meanwhile, Hisoka's plotting. Dude, he's plotting some stuff on his own. He's thinking, I'm going to kill Alika and earn the wrath of Killua. And then he's going to want to come after me. Then I'll kill him and earn the wrath of Illumi and make him come after me. Right? So this dude's all about the fight. He's all about the fight. All right. So he's just trying to do whatever is best for him and what's most exciting for him. All right. So he's plotting that. But at the end of the day, Killua surprises everybody. He surprises everybody with that wish to go heal Suzume's hand. And then he reveals that something, you know, the other Alika, you know, something apparently never asks for cruel. It never makes cruel requests after healing someone. All right. So that means that whatever Killua would have had to have done after healing Gon, it wouldn't have been something that was so bad that the entire world would die because of it, you know, like Illumi thought. And it would have been something that was possible for him to do. All right, so, and Illumi realizes that too, so he ends up leaving. However, he does say that he's going to keep going after Alika until he finds out all of the rules that Alika's power has. All right. And, oh yeah, and we also got this awesome face from Killua that I made the thumbnail. Or at least I'm going to make the thumbnail. If you're watching this video, it already is the thumbnail, but you know what I mean. Killua makes this awesome face saying, if you ever refer to, was it Alika or something? Something, I think. He says, if you ever refer to something as an object again, I won't consider you my brother anymore. Which, at first glance, at face value, it doesn't seem like much of a threat. But then you think about it and you realize the whole, if someone isn't viewed as a member of the family, then you're able to do things to that person that you cannot do to the rest of the family, okay? So, in reality, Killua was making a much bigger threat than just saying, I won't like you anymore. You know, he's not saying, oh, he's not saying that, okay? He's actually threatening Illumi and saying, you call something an object again, and you're in for it. You're in for a world of hurt, because I'm going to make you pay. Let's just put it that way. All right, so that was awesome. Yeah, after that we get that last election. Look at the last election results, and Pariston is still in the lead. We get that 95%. But Pariston didn't win by 50%. He won by like 46%, I think. I think that was what it was. So, again, another runoff election, 4 people this time. It's Pariston, Leorio, Cheeto, and Mizaistum in that order. Okay, so things are heating up. And that conversation Teradane had with Morel. And apparently he just dragged Morel into it without even... Morel turned him down. He's like, no, I'm making this video and I'm saying you're working with us. All right? And Morel's like, dude, I'm not working with you. I'm not even that good of a fighter. Which surprised me because he took down a couple different Chimera ants and stuff. You know? And he's like, yeah, I'm not a fighter. I'm a sea hunter. I don't do well on land. Which made me laugh. And it also explains Leo, but, you know, whatever. That explains why he beat Leo so badly. No, maybe he did mention something about being a sea hunter back then, and I just forgot. That's incredibly possible because it's been a while since he fought Layol, but whatever. Um, yeah, so I thought that was funny. This dude's like, I'm a sea hunter. Didn't you watch the video? And I just started laughing when I heard that. I don't do well on land. He says after surviving the chimera ants. This oh man, Moral's funny. But yeah, he's talking with Tara Dane and trying to warn him, saying you need to not don't give the guy's name out because if you do, you're going to end up getting yourself killed. And as he's saying that, Hisoka's in there putting a freaking card through this guy's head, you know. So, and now he's dead. Then they discovered his death during the election, which decreased the number of votes he got, and they probably went to some other people. Because remember when I said before he got like 77 votes at that first election in the episode, but this time he got 43, which means people found out in the middle and just decided to vote for someone else. So yeah. So yeah, next episode should be interesting with the speeches we got going on. But as for this episode, I thought it was great, to be honest. I really did. I really did. The stuff with Seirin Group and Hisoka and Morel, plus the stuff with Hisoka and Illumi and Kamua and Tsubone and all that, plus the stuff with Pariston and Tara Dane and Luke, all that stuff. I thought it was a great episode, to be honest, so I'll give it a 9 out of 10. And that's that, you guys. Rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.